Hello again, everybody, and welcome. Matt here, and ready to take you on another drive. This time I'm in western Pennsylvania. I'm headed to the Pittsburgh area, going on a run to the Apple store this time from my native Youngstown, Ohio area. And we're going to be taking a portion of the PA Turnpike via Interstate 376, which is an arm of the Pennsylvania Turnpike system. I'm here in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and today is Thursday, June the 12th, and the time is 2:12 p.m., and the temperature is 82 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and 28 Celsius. And it's a sunny day. We've had a long stretches of rain, so it's a very good day to get out here and show you around hilly and picturesque western Pennsylvania. So here we go. Now we're about to enter Interstate 376. I'm currently on US 422 here in the Newcastle, PA area, on my way to Pittsburgh. And this Interstate 376 used to be PA Route 60, but it got reclassified, rerouted, I'm trying to think of the best word, redesignated as part of the interstate highway system. So it's not just a state route anymore, it's part of the federal U.S. highway system here. And Interstate 376 runs from Pittsburgh all the way past Interstate 80, ends in the Sharon, Pennsylvania area. In this video today, I will be filming until I exit the Pennsylvania Turnpike on Interstate 76 in Cranberry Township in suburban Pittsburgh, PA. So this drive should be about 35-40 minutes. And leaving the rather level terrain of Northeast Ohio, we get some more of the scenic and picturesque as the video progresses, goes on. It's a little more hillier western PA. It's good to see all the leaves in bloom, everything in full bloom finally. Of course, it's best to see it in the fall. Yes, the fall foliage. This is like a southern beltway around Newcastle, Pennsylvania for Route 422. But we'll be going taking this ramp to the right off of here where Interstate 376 continues and becomes a toll portion, which is part of the Pennsylvania Turnpike system. It's not the main road of the PA Turnpike, the actual PA Turnpike proper, which is Interstate 76, although we'll be getting on there for a good stretch, so you get to see that. But this stretch of highway was completed over 30 years ago. It seems like yesterday, and it just made going to Pittsburgh from my area and the Youngstown area so much easier. Before you were taking two-lane highways and back roads, but this made more of a straight shot, and tied into the construction of the new Pittsburgh Airport, which was completed at the time, which now they're replacing that terminal now with the newer one due to the change in air travel and not being a hub anymore. But I love this road because despite that pump right there, that's just the brace of the bridge. It's always been a smooth road, never been a terrible amount of traffic, and I generally think the Pennsylvania State Police will patrol from the sky, but I didn't feel like it was heavily patrolled, so really good way to get them to and from Pittsburgh. Lawrence County, Pennsylvania, which is the county seat, is Newcastle. Newcastle used to have a census designation being part of the Youngstown, Warren, Sharon area, but I believe it's been reclassified and now it's part of Pittsburgh's consolidated metropolitan area. It's kind of losing Lawrence County to Pittsburgh, which they themselves prefer that. These tolls, I believe, have become totally automated now. Yeah, or billed by mail. Used to be, of course, all tolls back in the day were cash. But I have Easy Pass. Just got my new transponder in the mail, replacing my old one that was about 16 years old, my original. Toll plaza, which we just go right through now instead of stopping. I remember they used to have these huge bins you would just toss your change in and watch the total, which go down. It used to be a fun little thing to be able to do that, just like shooting hoops, tossing your coins into the dispenser, and yeah, watching the total run down. Small things like that amuse me, though. So, you think that's strange? Yeah, it probably is. But you don't get to have that little bit of fun anymore. In exchange for technological convenience, which, hey, that's progress. As I said before, boy, when this thing opened in the 90s, it was just like, it was built for me personally. And but really, a lot of people in the Youngstown area fly out of the Greater Pittsburgh International Airport. So this is all part of a big infrastructure project for the airport, was this highway. Yes, I used to fly out of Pittsburgh Airport. And my father did too when he had his business travels, and I used to take him to the airport. It's just made it so much easier. Just a nice, smooth road you can make time on real easy. And this road continues through Beaver County all the way into Pittsburgh. So yes, this takes you right to downtown Pittsburgh. This is one of the ways you can get there. From the Youngstown area or from the northwest. So if you're coming in from Ohio, yeah, it'd probably be a little more logical to take the Turnpike, but if you're on I-80, this runs from Interstate 80 in Mercer County, PA, all the way into Pittsburgh. Whereas once, I believe, once it crosses the Turnpike, a few miles after, there's one more toll plaza, then 376 from then on, for the duration, is free, is not a toll road. Just this spur is. I don't know how many miles, if it's like 20 miles or something like that, it could be longer. I would think. Look to the left. I don't like to pan when I'm driving or anything. It's very picturesque and scenic. You really see the hills and the valleys here. Maybe not so much looking straight ahead here, but it's a driving video. My primary objective is safety and looking straight ahead. As the sign says, here in 2 miles, yes, we will be entering the main Pennsylvania Turnpike, Interstate 76, and go eastbound. And we'll get off at US 19, or actually Interstate 79 for a stretch, I believe, in Cranberry, PA. Over the past 30 years or so, the Pennsylvania Turnpike has really made a lot of investments in upgrading their highways, their interchanges, and making things automated, and you don't have to stop, and really greatly reducing traffic at toll booths, especially at Cranberry, which is completely, no toll plaza to stop anymore. We've already, calculated from the toll plaza that I just entered, so I don't believe I have to stop at a toll plaza now. No backups at Cranberry, and it's smooth sailing from here. So major props to the PA Turnpike for an investment, and likewise with Ohio as well, in their own ways. Have upgraded things and made investments. We're leaving Interstate 376, part of the PA Turnpike system, the toll portion, which we were heading southeast. We're pretty much heading in sort of the same direction toward Pittsburgh. Be entering Interstate 76, the main Pennsylvania Turnpike. I believe there used to be a toll plaza here, because that's why that building is still there, still being utilized. And Ohio, it's a very generalization of that directional sign, but that's going to take you anywhere east into any points in Ohio where I-76 goes. But Harrisburg, of course, which is the capital of Pennsylvania, that's not the final destination. But I think Interstate 76 does end in the Philadelphia area. So they probably could put Philadelphia on that sign as well, in addition to Harrisburg. We are entering Interstate 76, the main PA Turnpike, which I believe was the first toll road in the United States. And so this highway does have some historical significance to it, of course. I'd say almost just as much as like the Lincoln Highway, US 30, old US Route 66, Pennsylvania Turnpike. First toll road, I believe, super highway in the United States. like Sammy Hagar. I can't drive 55, but I'll do as best as I can. Is the Beaver Valley interchange, leading to Beaver County, Pennsylvania, and the Beaver River, which we'll be crossing shortly. The big maintenance garage for the Turnpike. That's been there forever. Homewood Maintenance. And the Pennsylvania Turnpike is self-maintained. Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission. It's not a PennDOT highway, I would think. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. They must be upgrading this interchange. I haven't been down here in a while. Taking this way. About a year or something. I think a lot has changed. This bridge is fairly new, I think. This is the Beaver Valley here, literally. The Beaver River down below, the bridge we're about to cross. Wish I could have captured a lot more of the construction of that bridge. Wow, that is amazing. I feel bad not getting it. Yeah, makes this look a little different. The stop off is still here. Yeah, once you cross the line from Ohio to PA, the terrain really changes. It's not too gradual. Went from the more flatter land in Ohio to some rolling plain, and you really hit the hills here. Pennsylvania is just geographically and aesthetically has a different look and a feel than Ohio. A pretty big contrast between neighboring states. I just wish I did a better job today of being able to position the camera to capture the oncoming lane. I believe it adds to the video. Makes it a little bit more appealing and interesting that way. This is the best I can do with this for now. Extra lane here to allow traffic to pass, but it's narrowing back down. And no, there's no grass median in between. It's a tighter fit for a highway like this due, obviously, to the terrain, the hilly terrain. Whereas Ohio, there's a lot more of a give there, a wider berth to have. Of course, the Turnpike does not really have the green median either because since they went from 4 to 6 lanes back in the 90s. But interstate highways in general in Ohio will have the green grass median between the two. Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania, I don't know for how long, but I think pretty much for the whole duration, does maintain the green median, where both sides of the road are more naturally separated. But we are definitely in Beaver County, Pennsylvania, one of the outlying counties of Pittsburgh, part of the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. So if you're wondering, are we in the Pittsburgh area? Yes, we are. Can't believe we're 17 miles from the Ohio PA border. We're already 17 miles into the state already. Glad it's sunny and clear today, but there's a bit of a haze, which I think compromises the video quality a little bit. But hey, I think we can all live with it. Challenger, excuse me. I do love Challengers. Dodge Challengers. Heard a horn honk, but I think it was from the bridge above. We don't want to mow the grass living on a hillside lot, or have a farm where you're plowing the fields and you're on a hill or a slope like that. I would hate to be on a tractor, any size tractor, when it comes to those things. farthest east I think I've been on the Turnpike is east of Pittsburgh, not too far, in like New Stanton, PA. I think like Westmoreland County. I've never been to anywhere like Philadelphia or anything like that, although I'd really like to go. Be a great city to visit. Some good content, good food. Else with a Challenger who's definitely taking it easy. County, which is the county straight north of Allegheny County, which is Pittsburgh, and of course part of the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. County seat is Butler. It also contains the city I mentioned before, township I mentioned before a few times already, Cranberry Township, which is a major suburb of the Pittsburgh area, and one of the fastest growing pockets of the Pittsburgh metropolitan area, which I guess might not say too much since the population in the Pittsburgh area has been quite stagnant over several decades. We're 2 miles from Cranberry already, so we made some really good time. Shopping or dining options that you want is in Cranberry, and in about a couple of years they will be home to the first Pittsburgh area Wegmans supermarket. Can't wait for that. Cranberry is also home to major retailers such as Target, also Costco wholesale here, among other things. Home to a division of Westinghouse, so a lot of office parks as well. Fairly good corporate presence in Cranberry. As you can see, when being in Cranberry as we are now, notice what color the bridges are. It's No coincidence, by design, the bridges are colored cranberry. We just went under one. It's the Cranberry exit here. I remember back in the day getting off here. It was a big toll plaza, all backed up with a bunch of cars and everything, and it'd take forever to get through there, but it's not even an automated toll plaza here. There's no toll plaza. My entry point was back on 376. Before I end this video, I'll hang on a little longer here and just take a stretch of 79. This is a little bonus. But yes, we have left the Pennsylvania Turnpike. We are now on Interstate 79. In more than the civilization here in the Pittsburgh metropolitan area. Probably 20 minutes or so from downtown Pittsburgh. Stone Cranberry, of course. You can tell the cranberry color bridges again. How clever, yeah. You might as well. You might as well paint Cranberry if your city, or actually township in their case, is called Cranberry. This is I-79 South. And this is PA 910 Wexford coming up, which I believe it is. This is where I'll be getting off to head to Apple Store at Ross Park Mall. I think at this point we are in Allegheny County, PA. County seat Pittsburgh, so yes, Pittsburgh's county. We're still technically the North Hills, so the northern suburbs of Pittsburgh, which Wexford is one of them, which is actually the census designated point for Pine Township. I know the fellow in the hat that was intriguing me. Schultz Ford Lincoln, yeehaw. Yeah, Richard Bazzies. I'm a Toyota driver, but it kind of looks like that would almost compel me to buy a Ford. He seems like a very interesting fella. What do you think? You want to talk about self-branding? There you have it. There you go. It's always good to find humor in the smallest things. I want to thank everyone for watching. Just a little sneak preview of the Pittsburgh area. I'll be having a lot more Pittsburgh content over the next several months. And of course, be sure to like this video and subscribe. You know, everybody asks that. Really helps the channel, of course, especially since, you know, I'm here with this channel in its infancy, pretty much at its start. Nowhere to go for me but up. So yes, a like and subscribe will help greatly. And of course, with the trend with YouTube promoting a lot more with smaller content providers like myself, it's a very encouraging thing that they are doing. So I think Richard Bazzi would agree. Yeehaw! So like and subscribe. And maybe stop by Schultz Ford Lincoln and take a look at a Ford. You might like that. But nevertheless, this is Matt here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.